Okay, welcome to UKGK 2023. My name, as you probably remember, is Bill Voice. We're here to see what's inside in this lovely Cheshire unassuming conference centre. Behind those doors, there is wonder. Let's go. Can't go without looking at the poster. There we go. UKGK Garage Kick Show 2022. Okay. But that should say 23, shouldn't it? But hey, who cares? We're a bit of green now, aren't we? We're reusing stuff. But it's the same sort of thing. So when you come in, you can see we've got 2 or 3 rooms in here. One of them is the sales area, which we're going to look at in some detail. And at the back there, which we're going to do later on, is where people have brought their lovingly made versions of these kits. And I mean, the talent in here is amazing. So here we have Dave's stall. We thought we'd have a look at that first because Dave's the man who organised it all. And you can see there's Rachel and Dave over in the corner, already very busy. Lots of people on the stall there. One of the things that highlights for me is Curse of the Demon. So can we have a look at this now? There we go. This one caught my eye. There's lots of highlights on all the stores, but this one in particular, fantastic favourite movie of mine from when I was a kid. Absolutely lovely. Hollow cast, space in there, you put the LEDs in the eyes. I will. As you can see, lots of stuff on the stall. Some of it painted, some of it ready for you to do yourself. Absolutely lovely. Fantastic quality stuff. If you look at the Stephen King kit here, we're going to see one of those later on in the display area, already made up. And it's got glasses on as well. I think you can get the 3D printed glasses for it. And this, of course, is the Queen Alien. See a lot of these. If you just don't think Dave's going to mind me picking this up, I'm just showing you. Look at that. That's the head of it. It's absolutely massive. Very, very heavy. And it's hollow, yet still heavy. Goes to show you just the quality of the cast. And as you can see, got a built-in bolt there, so the whole thing screws together nicely. This is Darren Kent, he's a sculptor and a manufacturer, as you can see, and you're working on an alien kit, is that right?
Yeah, this would be a wall hanger, kind of idea to like a companion piece for the Queen. If anybody's got that, they might be interested in this one as well. I should have had it done quite a while ago, to be honest with you, but with moving house and stuff going on in life, it just hasn't happened.
Is this monster clay?
It's all monster clay, apart from the chest burst and a Sculpey. Yeah, I'm just working away at it now. And
how long is it going to take to finish, do you think? Is that how long is a piece of string?
How long is a piece of string, yeah.
It's great.
It shouldn't be too bad now. All the main forms are in now. It's just blending everything and then getting onto the detail and finding the textures.
How do you keep this? Where do you keep it when you've sculpted it? Do you put it in the fridge or do you just leave it out or what? So I always worry. I have this little bit of paranoia inside me that if I make anything out of wax, it's going to droop.
No, as long as it's well supported inside. The only way this is going to melt or warp when it gets really hot.
Right. So normal temperatures, it's
normal room temperatures. I mean, I got a piece I got in my hand here. You can see it's quite soft and pliable. I keep it out in my hand to keep it warm. You can see that. Yeah. Compared to a piece which is in a cold room, knock it on the table, you can feel it.
Yeah, it's like it feels like a cream egg.
Yeah, it's similar to chocolate. In fact, you can heat the stuff up like 100 degrees, and you can pour it into a mold, which I've done.
Right. So if you've got any small areas that you've already manufactured and you maybe want to do a repeat, you can use a bit of dental rubber and you can drop them.
Yeah. Well, even like these eggs.
Yeah.
If you look at these eggs, it's the same eggs as on the Queen kit that I done. So I made what's called a waste mold. Made monster clay copies, and then adjusted each.
Sort of customised
on it a bit different, you know.
So is Aliens a personal obsession?
Yeah, since a kid, you know, Aliens, Predator, anything sci-fi, horror.
Because I mean, I like the work of the Geiger, you know, the guy that designed the original Alien and all that sort of biomorphic sort of stuff. It's really interesting. Right, well, thanks very much. It's nice to speak to you.
Yeah, thank you.
This is Jason.
Hello. Hi, Bill. You all right?
Yeah, we've seen each other over the years at the show. Paint is your thing, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Would you like to explain to us about the paints and the advantage of using these acrylics as well as the acrylics?
They are acrylics.
They are
They're all
acrylics?
water-based acrylics.
Okay, so they're water-based, so it's one of those things that you won't have the smell of turps in your house when they're doing it. It's not like the old Humbrol enamels. It's definitely
Nothing
not
like
like the Humbrol
the
enamels.
old Humbrol.
But there does seem to be quite a range, and you do several effects. Would you like to explain to us the effects, please?
Sure, no problem at all. We do, starting off with the fantasy range here, they're what we call pearlescent pigments. So you get the effect, especially over darker colours like blacks, dark greens, dark blues. You can paint an alien as a good example. You can normally paint that black or dark blue or dark brown, and dry brush or even airbrush the fantasy colours over the top. I don't know if the camera will pick up the light on these. These
I
will.
think it has,
You'll see the black through this, and you'll just see the green highlight as it catches the light. So you could do that with the blue and the violets and the white even. The white's good for even for a snow effect as well. If you could just paint it white and then dry brush or airbrush the white pearlescent.
The Lucy Western Raw bust over there, which looks like it almost got like a porcelain effect to it. I think that's painted like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll perhaps stick a photograph on the video later on so you can see. But so that's the kind of thing. This is a bit, I suppose, in the sense that a lot of this idea for paints like this came from like miniatures back in the 90s, you know, like Warhammer and stuff like that.
Absolutely,
That's where a lot of it comes from. So we do that, but do you do a range of? One of the things I'm always thinking about is trying to get skin tones. So do you do a range of like
We do
skin tones?
we do skin tones. We do. What I noticed, responding to feedback from Dave about flesh tones, is some people like a lighter flesh tone to start with, then will shade it darker. Some people like a dark one to shade lighter. So we've actually come up with three, which is flesh tone 1, 2, and 3. 1 is the lightest, 3 is the darker of them all, but you can still shade it darker. And then we go into an undead one, which is like a zombie flesh, which is green, rotten.
Only at UKGK can you buy rotten flesh tone paint. I'm just saying. So in essence, it's so basically you actually responding to the customer feedback.
Oh, absolutely, we do that all the time. Dave often requests a certain colour or an effect or a coloured primer. We also do a flesh tone primer in an aerosol. So if you've got a large, there's plenty of gel kits in it, a large gel kit figure, you prime it flesh colour. So it's automatically it's directly to your substrate and you shade on top of that. It simplifies the job and you get a good grounding for paint to go over the top.
So have you got your own business and do you sell them sort of mail order?
No, these are direct through Dave only.
So these are exclusive
to Creature Features.
Yes. These are exclusive to Creature Features. Because I wondered how this works, because I see these in Dave's workshop. Loads of them in Dave's workshop. And when Dave does the Sunday club, these are the tones and stuff that they're using at the Sunday club. And I have to say, I'm not a painter myself, I'm a sculptor, and I always intend to get into this. And these are the kind of, I suppose these are the kind of English response to the more sort of a higher end American paints, aren't they?
The Vallejo.
Yes. So if you're looking at the Vallejo paints, and are they the ones that are named after the fancy? Yes. And he's famous for his like very muscular barbarians and stuff. So that's where the skin tones come from. And the thing with garage kits is there's a lot more figure kits. So as garage kits evolved, so did the paint really, didn't they? And because I suppose when I was a kid, it was all military, and the flesh tone like a 45mm Airfix, and the face was always looking like yellow. So these are actual what I would think of as professional paints. And if you buy something from Rachel, which is professionally painted, this is the paint that you're going to get on that paint. So it's exclusive to Dave, but it's well worth coming and having a look at it and getting in touch with Dave if you've got some specific requirements. So
Dave also asked me to look into a matte lacquer film here and there or so. Quite a few of the common problems is once you finish your model kit, you want to seal it with a matte varnish, and some of the matte varnishes out there are difficult to apply. They can go patchy, and what I mean by that, they can go some areas with matte, some areas with gloss. Sometimes they could be chalky when they go on, and it can ruin the job. So I responded with a matte varnish, which, if shaken well and applied in mist coats, gives a very even matte, dead matte finish as well, which is something that we do sell a lot of now.
I mean, one of the problems I found with model kits is dust.
Yes.
And I found if they're sealed, even with a matte,
yes,
it's much easier to get the dust off them.
Absolutely.
So if you're not in a presentation case, because I can't afford presentation cases, I do use a matte cover on my paperwork when I do stuff, and it's dead easy to get the dust off with a very soft brush. Yeah. Whereas normally, if you don't, the dust actually sticks, doesn't it? Because different qualities of paint. And the other thing, my little recommendation, and this is through my own experiences of absolute disaster, is use one brand of paint.
Stick with the one brand.
Because I've added Tamiya and Airfix and all that, and I've put sealed it, and some of it's moved and run and stuff like that. So
we see so many questions on Facebook. Right. Can I mix Tamiya thinner with my Vallejo paint? Can I put? No. The answer is no. Just don't do it. If you're using Vallejo, stick with Vallejo. Yes. If you're using Devil's Palette, stick with Devil's Palette. Stick with one brand. Yeah. It's the only way it's going to work. It's quite an important thing.
I know. I thought I'd just add that. I mean, you might be saying, why are you telling me this? I know how to suck eggs, but so did I think that. But I have come across with these things.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you very much, Jason.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Will. Cheers.
It's quite special for me. This is Paul Willetts over there, and this is his work on that table. Finer, detailed work you will not see, and it's made even more amazing by the fact it's actually made out of DAS air drying clay. The originals are made of DAS air drying clay, which is, if anybody's tried to use it, it's incredibly difficult to operate. We've got some examples there which are currently being sculpted. You can see on that stand. Just enhance it a little bit. It's easy enough to do that. These are some Hellraiser stuff that I've seen in the past, and if you look at the detail on it, it's amazing. And then look on the top, you can see. These are one of those four there. Oh, got that one? They're all one. Yeah. They're not produced anymore. Same as that. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so here we are, and we've got some people here who've come quite a long way.
Not taken away from not. So
you'd like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, my name's Steve. I've started doing these kits about 2 years ago, and I was explaining to Dave, I lost my brother about 18 months ago, so it's been a real comfort to be able to do these kits, and I've enjoyed every minute of it.
I'm Bryn, I'm Steve's son. And unfortunately can't paint like he does, but I'm a huge fan of horror and sci-fi and things like that, monster movies, so seeing these kits and what you do is just really piqued my interest, and great to see the work that goes in behind them.
Dave does put a lot of work in himself, but everybody kind of contributes. Yeah. So you were saying that doing the kits is in fact almost like it's like therapy for you.
Oh, definitely, definitely. So, I think probably people that make the kits don't realise just how much pleasure and what everybody's background is and reason for doing them.
It's very fair. The people in the hobby, it's a massive variation of what people are and what people do.
Definitely.
You meet people who are incredible sculptors, and they're just like, you walk past them in the street and you just wouldn't give them a second look, and then you see their work and think, God, this guy did this. Yeah. It's like amazing.
Yeah, I paint them, but my admiration goes to the people that sculpt them, because the work is incredible. And the thing is, I started importing these kits from America, which wasn't the cheapest way of doing it, but I was getting the kits that I never knew
there was
I've
a
never heard of
British
killer
scene, the UK
kits
scene.
or
No?
these
Okay.
things existed
Right,
in this
yeah,
country. But it was another American on YouTube who had a kit from Killer Kits, and he says, this is a UK company, and I was, what? Googled it straight away and found, oh my God, it's like a kid in a sweet shop. And since then, I've done the American Werewolf, the big one.
Yeah.
I've done Joe Bailey's Skull Island,
Yeah.
the Clint Eastwood again, and you know, I've just bought I bought my Christmas birthday
And everything presents,
you know,
yeah.
because this place is the place to come for this kind of thing. You know, the prices, they're incredible. There's everything. There's brushes, like I say, I've got some nice primer, you know. Primer.
I mean, it is, in terms of, we all complain a little bit, I suppose, about the cost of kits.
Yeah.
But if you don't have to import them,
yeah.
it is a massive discount, isn't it? And if you know the people, you can buy directly from,
Yeah.
otherwise we end up, I mean, I spent my earlier years in the hobby buying stuff from America, just like you did many years ago, and paying almost as much on the import as the kits.
Right.
And obviously, and then you always get that thing from the post office saying,
well,
you've got
this
duty
much
on the
custom,
kit, so they can't have the kit until you go and
Yeah.
pay the duty, and that's another 20 quid, another 30
yeah.
quid. And sometimes you get there and they've actually opened the parcel to see what's in it.
Well, I've got the pre-order full-size Gremlin,
Right.
and I've not been off asleep for 3 nights because I've been that excited to come and pick it up.
Right. I thought you were going to say the Alien Queen. Have you
No.
seen the Alien Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the Alien
Queen,
Queen.
isn't it? Oh, it's a big hit, yeah.
So I've just got the Gremlin, full-size Gremlin. I've got the Christopher Lee and the Caroline Munro.
Oh, I'm gonna,
You know,
that's
and
a
then
classic, isn't it? Yeah.
Bruce Lee,
Yeah.
a Bruce Lee bust.
The only problem with this, though, even though the kits are reasonably priced,
Yeah.
I would leave your checkbook or your American Express card at home, right? Because people come in here and say, I've only come to look,
Yeah.
and then you see them going out with their hands full.
My car's like that.
Yeah, but
I've just got the wife to PayPal. Can you say, Dave, X amount on PayPal?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
and it's good to put names to the faces.
Yeah.
Because we talked about COVID, you know, when we had that
Yeah,
little lull
yeah.
in it. I was in a supermarket, just walking through a supermarket, and I saw somebody, and I thought, I know that. And it was Paul Willits, who's the sculptor near the door here. You need to look at his work; it's absolutely beautiful. And he went, we looked at each other. Oh, it's Paul, it's Bill, you know, and it was that because we were out of context, we didn't recognise each other. But getting to know these people and seeing them actually work, like there's some work on display, and you can see people working on it.
Yeah.
It really does give you an idea of the fact that these people are really dedicated to the hobby.
Well, I've just met Darren Kent. He
Yeah,
did
that's
the American Werewolf and the Gremlin, and I've just shown him the American Werewolf on my phone, and to have him say, "Well, that's really," it's like icing on the cake for me.
I think with Darren as well is he's so modest, isn't he? He's like really kind of almost apologetic for his talent.
Yeah.
And you think, wow, mate, if I was that good, I'd be saying something.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Incredible.
Yeah. Have you been into the exhibition room? With
We were here at 10 to 10. We've been round and everything.
Yeah, love the Ghostbusters stuff. Anything related to Ghostbusters.
Oh, you're into that?
Awesome.
There's some really good stuff in there. So you come down from Nottingham today?
Yeah.
Driven all the way?
Yes. Yeah.
Great. What part of Nottingham are you in?
Hucknall.
Hucknall.
Yeah, it's like just off junction 27
Yeah.
of the M1. So it's not a million miles, but it was a nice drive up.
That's
Yeah,
right,
that's-
that's right.
yeah,
And it's one of
nice.
those places I always found when I'm going to Nottingham. It's not really any direct motorway from here, so you do get a little bit of idea of the landscape, don't you, as well?
Yeah,
If you drive into Cheshire, and you can see, you come through Staffordshire maybe, and then you go into Cheshire, you can see the difference in the place.
Yeah.
And you know, this is not the most beautiful part of Middlewich, but around Middlewich, there's some absolutely fantastic
it's a nice
places.
area.
Great venue though, because it's easy to find. We got straight here, no hassle. You know.
Parking's good, and it's free.
Yeah, that's right.
So
you
I
don't
think-
get that very often.
I think it's the second year it's been here, isn't it? So I think next year it's going to be here as well.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of room, and there's lots of people, and it's nice to see people at the show. Well, thank you, lads. It's great. It's great.
thank you.
Pleasure.
I'm hoping that you'll be featured in our video.
Lovely.
I don't know about the sound though. Are we going to have complaints about the sound? We have this mic, you see, it's this big illuminated mic.
I've seen it on the.
You've
Yeah,
seen
I've
it?
seen it on the.
Well, anyway, Mike's not with us
on
today.
YouTube.
Mike had a previous engagement.
Yeah,
Okay,
lovely.
well, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thanks, Bill. Nice to meet you.
Nice
Cheers,
to meet
mate.
you.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
you.